Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of my F124 Driver Career Mode with Williams. This is episode 4 for the Chinese Grand Prix of Season 1. If you missed the previous episode at Australia, then I recommend you go and see that one out before seeing this one, because, spoiler alert, we had another pit stop failure in that episode, but, you know, I did come back for 9th place in the end, which takes our tally to 4 points after scoring my debut points in Saudi Arabia. So yes, we're sort of in that battle for 6th place with Sauber. Now, Albon has purchased front downforce in R&D wise as well. I'm thinking we're going to go rear downforce, but I just want to check what else we've got. Weight distribution's not available. We've got weight reduction that we purchased in the previous episode. We've got engine upgrade as well. Hopefully both of those come in for this way. And Albon's looking at durability. Well, he can do what he likes with his points. I mean, I'm not really fussed about that, but I think rear downforce is the one I'm going to go for. So yes, we'll purchase that. Hopefully that should come in before this episode. For goodness sake. Of course it's failed. And Albon's to be fair, Albon is looking at it, but I have the points to be able to repurchase this as well. Obviously we want to get this on to try and keep that. It's going to not come in until Miami. It's a little bit annoying there, as there we go. Just point out that this is on the old patch, not the new one that came out yesterday. So I haven't played it yet. I'll be playing that after this episode. I'll probably be playing this while this episode is out as well. And I might do a video next week. But anyway, R&D wise, you know, the teams behind Red Bull have all closed up. We, as Williams, have closed up a lot.
Oh, here we go again. Welcome back to Shanghai. Welcome back to qualifying in China. And this is a technical, tricky track. Whoever takes pole is going to deserve it.
So, welcome to the first sprint qualifying on this channel. Now, I'm doing short qualifying, and we have mediums and one set of softs available, which is the tyre allocation you'd get anyway. The problem is the AI are a bit stupid and have all gone out on the soft tyres, and they've only got one set of it, meaning that I've decided to keep my soft tyres for the end, and this is just do a bank on a set of mediums. So that's what that delta is against. As well, it's actually going to give me a 1.5 second improvement as well. A little bit on the front left. It seems to be the harshest tyre on a single lap. And where is that going to put me? P4? What? Wow. I'm shocked about that, but I knew it was going to be good because obviously the AI have used their soft tyres early, but nevertheless I don't think it'd be that good. 3/10 off Perez, who has pole position, out qualifying the likes of both McLarens, Verstappen, Alonso, Russell. Our teammate's only P11, who's out qualified Leclerc. That's a stinker from Leclerc, who's only down in P12. Well, this could get interesting. Can I defend P4, get some very good points on the board, especially over our rivals Sauber, who are way off the pace? It's time for today's sprint. It's time for the first sprint of the season here at Shanghai.
So it is all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top?
So we are down the grid. Race strategy is going to be a mediums all the way. And it's only a 7-lap sprint in this 35% race. So yes, we'll get ready then for 5 red lights for the first sprint of this on the F124, and away I go. And it's a good start for me. Poor one for Carlos Sainz as well. He's down at P4. Verstappen's had a good start as well. He's up. He's actually up behind us already for Verstappen. I'm going to close off this inside move as well to prevent the AI getting any sort of advantage. As Sainz and Verstappen are going side by side, and they're still going side by side. So we enter the middle sector. So I'm not sure what that wheel wobble, excuse me, from Verstappen is, but he goes down the inside as well. excuse me, will Verstappen have to move on Sainz? No, because it's still going side by side as we move to the end of the middle sector. Two McLarens are going side by side in the background as well. Verstappen then out-tractions Sainz and takes that position away. And now Verstappen's going to have a look at us, and well, DRS is already enabled in lap 2, as well as he took the curb and almost took me out as well, Verstappen, but it doesn't matter because that's where the DRS detection point is, and you can see already. I've got DRS. That's the plan of defence down this long straight, and leave Verstappen vulnerable to Carlos Sainz and the drivers behind, as well. And Sainz actually gets in front of Verstappen, which will be annoying. Although Verstappen comes back in the braking zone as well, but it'll be Sainz that's ahead as well. Meanwhile, you can see up the road, this is a change for the lead between Perez and Hamilton. These two, by the way, that's it. We're not seeing them again in this race, because I don't have pace around here, to be honest, really. As well, we've outperformed the car clearly where my pace is around this track, and you can see that I'm creating a train from P3 all the way down to to P20 basically. That is probably the longest ever train there has ever been in an F1 race. My defence is going to continue to lap 6 onto the final lap number 7. I'll hold on for this amount, but now Verstappen's going to have a go down into turn 1. He has the inside line into turn 1. Can I keep the move? No. Verstappen's got in front, and that's a chance of I know it's a sprint race, but a first chance of a maiden podium gone. Verstappen's going to run away now. At the final corner, Hamilton and Perez are still battling for P1. Perez looks like he'll have the inside line for the final corner of this sprint race, and it will be Sergio Perez who cuts across Lewis Hamilton and takes the sprint win by a fraction of a few seconds as well. You can see how much Verstappen's gained. I will definitely, though, still take P4. It's my best result so far, and that's 5 crucial points in the championship standings as well. Definitely, it was unfortunate against Verstappen, but he is in the fastest car by a country mile as well. The others just really couldn't do that. To be fair to Albon, he did finish in 9th, so our car might be a little bit better around here. But of course, this is only part 1 of the weekend to come. Now we've got to try and repeat this. It's time for qualifying.
Here we go again. Welcome back to Shanghai. Welcome back to qualifying in China. And this is a technical, tricky track. Whoever takes pole is going to deserve it.
Into proper qualifying we go, and again, qualifying first lap on the medium tyres to give me a fresh set of softs. Now we do actually have 2 sets of soft tyres available for qualifying, so I'm not going to have the same advantage, and you see Verstappen's actually gone even quicker at the top. But nevertheless, this is my first. I wanted a fresh set of softs for the race. If I don't keep that fresh set of softs, then I know that there possibly could be a safety car or something, and it gives me better strategy options. Now, whether or not I use that better second set of softs in future sprint weekends, like next time Miami, I think we've got Austria, it's the next one. I don't know. Let me know what your strategy will be qualifying in the comments below. But nevertheless, I'm 8/10 up, but I'm still slightly slower than Sonoda in sector 2. But the car has been set up, on the old patch, with 4 straight line speed, and I did save a lot of ERS to use overtake down that back straight. I'm 9/10 up on that previous best time now. I've gained a second on the mediums, which is probably about where they are, which is a little bit annoying that we can't include that pace, but obviously the softs don't last very long in the race, and that it's only P11. It's still out qualifying though Alex Albon. Annoyingly though, The two Saubers are right there, 12th and 14th. That's who I'm really fighting for 6th place as well. Verstappen, it's a checkerboard Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari at the top as well. Much better from Leclerc this time out. So, well, we'll see what we can do from 11th place. It's time for the race day's Chinese Grand Prix.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. A race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars break into the tight hairpin at turn 14. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Hamilton, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Phoenix, Zhou, Albon, Bottas, Gasly, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
So we are down the grid. It's a bit overcast, which might help improve. Race strategy is a one-stop from hard to medium, Soft tyres, you can see there, don't really last 5 laps, but I want to keep that just in case it's like a safety car. Then I have that strategy as well in the remaining laps. So 5 lights then to the Chinese Grand Prix, and away we go. And it's actually a very good start for me, much better than Russell and Piastri. Then the second phase of the launch, they actually improve, and as well as 3 wide down the middle there as well, and get a warning for collision with Russell. I'm trying to keep it fair. I think we're going to have to lose the position to Piastri and force Russell out there into the path of the 2 Saubers behind us. But Russell's going to come back on the way to the end of the middle sector. I'm going to have a quick look at Piastri. Nothing doing there. We attain up to P10, so I'm in the points, which is good as well. And you can see there's already a gap forming between the top 4 and the rest of the field, because you've got these 2 Aston Martins and the 2 McLarens and Lewis Hamilton all battling ahead of us for P5 to be sort of better the rest outside that Red Bull Ferrari checkerboard as well. I've got George Russell behind me, who's not had the best of starts, and someone's been forced out there. I think it's Hamilton. He is going to be Hamilton. Piastri's going to get past. We're going to follow Piastri through and actually get a much better launch down the back straight, but then I've gone too deep into turn 1. So say this is a weakness of mine against the AI. The AI are a lot better at turn 1 than I am there, but nevertheless I have got Hamilton as well, so I'm up to P9, which would equal my best ever result, but I think we can do a little bit better than that today as well. In actual fact, Hamilton's now going to battle with his teammate George Russell, and as that Russell getting ahead of Hamilton, or yes, round the outside. Will Russell keep his foot in? Yes, he will. And Russell gets in front of Hamilton. He's up to P9 now. P10. I'm up to P9. So I'm defending from Russell again at this corner. Seems to have a good traction out that slow speed corners. Of course, they got the little bit of OP traction there. Meanwhile, in the same corner, watching Lando Norris and Fernando Alonso. Alonso has the inside line. Norris now will go side by side with Alonso, and he'll have the inside line for the next corner as well. Up at the front, the two Ferraris are on the mediums, the two Red Bulls are on the hards. We saw this previously as well at Australia, where, you know, Verstappen he was slow at the start, but then just managed to walk away when the tyres went off. Once again, we're going to deploy the same defence that I did in the sprint, and that is get use none. It's just working wonders, you know. I was a bit critical about this when I first saw it, but I'm actually silently quite enjoying the none using the none tactically as well, especially the fact we've got gets me DRS as well, and just keep on re-overtaking as we're watching up in front. It's 3 wide between Norris and the 2 Astons as well. They almost somehow managed to get through and somehow unscathed as well. But now I have DRS on Piastri, but again, turn 1's not a favourite corner of mine as well. I'm just not able to get any impression on the Australian here, and it's a bit wide. That allows Russell to open the door and have a little attack on me, but yeah, nothing really doing there. Next up will be, as I say, trying to keep with Piastri there, but obviously there you can see the gap's already formed, and the 2 McLarens now are behind the 2 Astons, and that's Alonso getting back in front of his teammate Lance Stroll. This is much better from Stroll, who hasn't scored so far this series, so a much better race from Lance there, although he has fallen to the back. I think he's got some damage, which is unfortunate for him. You just see me not actually get DRS for the first time, and that's because I want to come into the pits as well, so I used a lot of overtake as well, plus the 2 Mercedes they're going longer. See what happens there, but hopefully this will be a good stop as well. So you can see McLarens are in as well for mediums. We're going to pit the mediums as well. Tyre away on the hards, not too bad.
I just wonder what's the point anymore, you know.
It's another, yes, that's right, another pit stop error, and that it's put us behind both Salvers. We're out in P17. Like, why? That's 3 and 4 races. What on earth is going on? Have they hired Sauber's pit crew from the start of the season or something? But anyway, I've just got to get on with it, and I don't think we're going to get points, unlike we were lucky in Australia to do so as well. And well, down the inside of Zhou Guanyu, who so he's on the hard tyres, which seem to be slightly better. Of course, Albon got the perfect stop, which is unfortunate for me, as he is now ahead of me as well in P12. I've caught up to Yuki Tsunoda, who's just a sitting duck without DRS, and I'm able to save again with the num. But I'm outside of DRS of my teammate Alex Albon, and annoyingly, the man who took advantage of my poor pit stop was Valtteri Bottas. He's up to P8 actually as well, because Stroll has had not a very slow stop as well, and that's Hamilton now getting past Bottas down the inside at the hairpin with some DRS, and Hamilton eventually will pull through on his former teammate Bottas as well. You can see Lance Stroll, I don't know if this has been fixed for the next the current patch. I hope it has, because he's clearly got wing damage. He's clearly going slower. He needs to get that wing replaced, really, but they haven't. So he's way outside the top 10 now, which is unfortunate for Lance. That's Albon getting past Bottas as well. 2 points for Albon there. Really frustrating. Now jump back to my POV on lap 17. We've got George Russell down the inside, and Russell again squeezes past. Russell overcuts, which obviously lost in time. You know, although it's not as powerful, the undercut on F124 as it was on F123, it's still powerful. But you know, it's the same old move as well with DRS. Again, regaining that ERS charge through the section. And obviously we're going to bump it up to medium as soon as possible, or I seem to have forgotten to do that here as well. And we're actually going to use a bit of overtake to keep Russell behind down the pit straight, even though he has DRS. I think that we are in a better position. I was saying that Russell's going to have a go down the inside now. He's got the inside line. I don't want what happened to Verstappen in the sprint to happen now, although we are only fighting for P11 as well. But again, I try and squeeze Russell to the inside there as well, and then try and cut back to the racing line here. But Russell's still there, but I should now have the better traction. Use a bit of overtake here. I don't really want Russell to be, to try and defend just for pride at this point against Russell as well. But Russell's got me. It's a fair racing between myself and Russell, and after that you just run away as well. I clearly don't have the pace around here. China's not my strongest circuit. It never has been, to be honest. As well, now we're defending against Zhou Guanyu for P12. Again, this is just for pride, to avoid losing as many positions as possible. It's annoying that I don't have the pace to catch Bottas. Zhou actually out-tractioned me out of the penultimate corner, which is shock horror again because of the of the ERS, but I'm able to blast past Zhou with DRS again down the main straight. And again, I'm going to defend from Zhou this time as well. I'm going to defend the inside this time and make sure I cut across to ensure that Zhou isn't able to repeat that. And in the end, we're going to come around the final corner and a very, very disappointing P12. Like, I'm very disappointed with that. The pit stop error needs to stop because it is ruining my chances of good results. And that cost me points today. It could have been a double point score like it was at Australia. I mean, it is technically a double point score because of the sprint. And again, I'm over the moon the fact that without qualifying, managed to get P4, finish the sprint P4. Those 5 points, that's like getting 8th in the fastest lap. It's the best result of the season. It's just frustrating that the race, I didn't have the pace, and that pit stop really prevented me from defending as well. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, I have 9 points now, thanks to that point. Albon's on to 3, so we're 10th and 11th as well. McLaren sort of languishing down there. Lando's starting to improve now. Not the best of days for Mercedes there as well. We are, in our battle with Sauber, we're now up to 12 points. So it's overall, it's not been bad, but considering the fact I'd love to have, we would have been on for, Stroll pitted out behind us and came P16 in the end. Not the best for Stroll. It's a better performance from Lance there, but that damage that he got really cost him his race today as well. Albon's improving, all the time after a disappointing race in Bahrain. He's now improved to the best result in P9. The next race is also a sprint race, and it's also at probably the worst track for me on this out of the 16, except possibly Qatar for me, and maybe possibly Singapore as well. Miami is a terrible track for me, so I'm not expecting points there. If I get points as well, it will be probably a minor miracle. And also, bearing in mind that will be my first race on the new patch as well. Which is, as I say, at the time of me recording this, I haven't driven it, so I don't know what to expect. But I'm hoping, Miami, this is your chance to redeem yourself after what happened on F122 Career Mode, which we don't talk about that episode. What happened there. But yeah, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and new to the channel. We'll see plenty more F124 driver career mode videos out when they come out. As I say, that Miami episode, hope to have that out early next week, probably Monday as well, hopefully. But of course it's a sprint race, so that does take longer to edit. So yeah, until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.